morning, Year 3. We're going to start the day the maths way today by counting in fives. Today we're going to start from 100 and go all the way down to 0. So when you're ready, count along with me. Okay, 100, 95, 90, 85, 80, 75, 70, 65, 60, 55, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 0. It is now time to listen or sing along with a 4 times table song.
That's pretty good. I like that, but I could definitely use something more, some substance. Anybody can help me out in here? We can write something. Count by fours. Count by fours. Count by fours. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40 and 44, 48, 52, 56, 60, 65, whoa, whoa, whoa. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40 and 44, 48, 52, 56, 60, 65, whoa, whoa. Count them 4 times. I know you count it. You're all about it. You wanna shout it. Count them 4 times. You're gonna need it. So just go scream it like you mean it. Count them 4 times. I know you count it. You're all about it. You wanna shout it. Count them 4 times. You're gonna need it. So just go scream it like you mean it. 4 times 2, 8 equals 8. And 4 times 3 is 12. You're doing great. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 equals 20. Whoa, 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 whoa. 7 times 4 equals 28. And you'll get 32 when you do 4 times 8. 4 times 9 is 36. But you're not done just yet. 'Cause 4 times 10 is 34. Oh, oh, I counted 4 times. I know you count it. You're all about it. You wanna shout it. Count them 4 times. You're gonna need it. So just go scream it like you mean it. Count them 4 times. I know you count it. You're all about it. You wanna shout it. Count them 4 times. You're gonna need it. So just go scream it like you mean it.
We are now going to look at a multiples of 4 and even numbers Venn diagram. Can you please grab something circular or just draw a circle freehand? Ensure the circles are overlapping and there is enough space in the overlapping part to write some numbers, because some of the numbers below are going to be multiples of 4 and even numbers, so they will have to go in the middle. Any that is a multiple of 4 and isn't an even number needs to go in the multiples of 4 circle, and any that are even numbers but are not a multiple of 4, they need to go in the other circle. Remember, a multiple of 4 means it's in the 4 times tables. Can you pause the video now and place all the numbers below into the correct place in the circle, so the correct places into the Venn diagram? Remember that if they do not go in the Venn diagram, you leave them outside. All multiples of 4 are even numbers, so there was no multiples of 4 in the multiples of 4 side on your Venn diagram, because they would all be an even number as well. So anything that was a multiple of 4 was in the middle, so 32, 4, 12, 8, 40 and 36. Anything that was an even number but was not a multiple of 4 goes in the even numbers part, which is 34, 20, 26, 6, 2 and 42. And then there's 2 numbers on the outside because they don't fit into any part of the Venn diagram, and that was 15 and 9. Our LO today is to find 1 and 10 less / more of a given number. I know what 100 square is and how it works. I can find 1 more / less of a number, and I can find 10 more / less of a number. We're going to start with our 3 and 3, so please grab a 3-minute timer. I'm going to read them all to you once through, and then you can pause the video and start your timer and see how you get on. Number 1 is 56 add 32. Number 2 is 456 take away 10. And number 3, write the following numbers in ascending order. The numbers are 345, 67, 202, 220. I'm not going to remind you what ascending means as we did it last week. So try and remember back from last week, what does ascending mean? Pause the video now and give the 3 questions a go. 56 add 32 equals 88. 456 take away 10 is 446. And ascending order means you go from smallest to largest. So it's 67, 202, 220 and 345. So we're going to start the main part of the lesson by recapping 1 less and 1 more of a number, and then 10 less and 10 more. So we're looking at 1 less and 1 more. We're looking at the ones column. So these are our ones that we are going to focus on. They're the only things that are going to change here. The others are not going to change because it's just 1 more and 1 less. So 1 less of 12, so 1 less of that 2. 2 take away 1 is 1. The 10 stays the same, so it's 11. And 1 more, the 10 is going to stay the same. 1 more from that 2 is 3. And we can double check we're right because it goes 11, 12, 13. Next one, our 3 10s are going to stay the same. 6 take away 1 is 5, so it's 35. Over here, our 10s are going to stay the same. 6 add 1 is 7, so it's 37. We can double check we got it right. 35, 36, 37. This one, 7 10 stays the same. 8 take away 1 is 7. And over here, our 7 10 stays the same. 8 add 1 is 9. 77, 78, 79. Now I've got 92. My 9 10s stay the same. 2 take away 1 is 1. So we've now got 91 over here. On this side, 9 10s, and then we're going to add 1. 2 add 1 is 3. 91, 92, 93. Now, do not get fooled by a 3-digit number. It's not actually any harder. We're still going to keep our hundreds the same. We're going to keep our 10s the same. And then our 5 ones, take away 1 is 4 ones, 144. Over here, same again. 100 stay the same, 10 stay the same. And it's 1 more, so we're going to add 1. 5 add 1 is 6. So it's 146. We can double check we got it right. 144, 145, 146. We're going to look at 10 more and 10 less. I'm going to start by underlining our 10s columns in each number just because it will make it a little bit easier for me. So I've got 12 as my number and I want to do 10 less. So I look at my 110. 110 take away 110 is 0 10. So I can write a 0 down, or I don't have to. In this case I'm not going to bother. Put my 1s, which is a 2, so there we go, it's just 2. On this side, 110 and 110 is 2 10s, and I've got my 2 1s, so it's 22. For the next one, I've got 36, 3 10s take away 110 is 2 10s, and I've got my 6 1s, so it's 26. 3 10s add 110 is 4 10s, and I've got my 1s that stay the same, which is the 6, so it's 46. Now I've got 78, I've got 7 10s, take away 110 is 6 10s, my 1s stay the same, so it's 68. And on this side, 7 10s add 110 is 8 10s, my 1s stay the same, so it's 88. Next one is 92, 10 less, 9 take away 1 is 8, my 1s stay the same, so it's 82. This can be where it gets a bit trickier because it's going to go into a new column. So I've got 9 10s add 110 is 10 10s. 10 10s is 100. Now I've got 0 10s and I've still got my 2 1s, so it's 102. You can also get a bit trickier when you are looking at 3-digit numbers because you need to remember that only the middle one's going to change if you're doing 10 less and 10 more. So my 100 is going to stay the same. Now I'm looking at 4 tens. 4 tens taken 1 10 is 3 tens. And my 1 stays the same, so it's 135. On this side, I've got 100 because it doesn't change. 4 tens add 1 10 is 5 tens. I've got my 5 ones that don't change either, so it's 155. What is this and how does it work? You're right, this is our 100 square grid and it shows us all the numbers from 1 to 100. It goes along up to 10 because when you go up and down, it goes up in tens and down in tens, and if you go along to the side, it goes up in ones and down in ones. Today we'll be looking at 1 more and 1 less and 10 more and 10 less on number squares. So if you take the number 34 for instance, if you go up the number square, the numbers go lower, they go 10 less. Every time you go up, it's 10 less. So we go from 34 to 24. And every time you go down, the numbers get bigger. They're always 10 more each time you go down. So in this case, it goes from 34 to 44. And every time you go to the side, it will do 1 more or 1 less. So when you go to your left, it goes 1 less to 33. And when you go to your right, it goes to 1 more, which is 35. Now we're going to find 10 less, 10 more, 1 less and 1 more on these zoomed in versions of 100 square. So you've got to imagine this is a zoomed in on the number square. Now if you think of a number square, you know 1 is right at the top and 100 is at the bottom. And then whenever you go up, the numbers are lower. Whenever you go down, the numbers are higher. So we need to use that logic for our 10 more and 10 less. So our above box is always going to be 10 less. 10 less than 65, we're going to think of our 60, now becomes 50, our 1 stays the same, 55, and then we're going to do our 10 more underneath, because when it goes down, it's always more. So it's going to be 75 down here, we've got 85, 95, if we kept going up, it would be 55, 45, 35, 25, 15, 5. And then us going to the side is our 1 more and our 1 less. Now you've got to think it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all our lower numbers are that side are 1, 2, 3, 4, and all our higher numbers are this side. So our 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this number is going to be our 1 more side, because you have to think it goes along to the right and gets bigger. And then if you go back to the left, it gets smaller. So here it's going to be 64. Here's going to be 66. It goes 64, 65, 66. This way it'd be 63, 62, and then this way it'd be 66, 67, 68, 69, and then 70. So remember, it always ends in our multiples of 10. Looking over at this one, let's follow the same logic. When you go up, you're doing your 10 less, so that's 37. Go down, it's 10 more, so 57. Go to the left, it's 1 less, so 46. And when you go to the right, it's 1 more, so it's 48. Remember over here, go to the left, it's 1 less, 51. Go to the right, it's 1 more, 53. It's got 51, 52, 53. Now for our 10 less, 10 more, remember if you go up, you're always doing 10 less, another 10 less, another 10 less, another 10 less. So 52, it'd be 42. And when you're going down, you're always going 10 more. So 52, 62, 72, 82, 92. And then finally over here, we've got 131. This can be a bit trickier. If you want to, you could always get a little pencil or colouring pencils and just underline the 10s in one colour and the 1s, or first underline the 10s and then do the 1s afterwards if you find it easier, because you focus on your 10s and you focus on your 1s, or focus on your 1s first. It's up to you how you do that to make it a bit easier for yourself. Or you might even want to remember that the hundreds is going to stay the same, and you could just pop 100 in all of them because you know that's going to stay the same. Then you look at the 31, 10 less is 21, 10 more is 41, so it actually is 121, 131, 141. When you go this way, it is now 130. Now we're using our own logic for this because we do actually know that multiple of 10s go right at the end, and we also know that the 100 square only goes up to 100, not past it. So what we're doing here is expanding what we already know from here. We're using our logic and our brains to work out something that actually wouldn't be in 100 squares. So we are going above and beyond with a question like this. So it is a bit more difficult, but we won't be tricked, will we? And we got 130, 130. Another one is 132. And we did it. Fantastic, everybody. And now it's time for your main task of today. Can you use your logic of 10 more, 10 less, 1 more, 1 less, as well as your knowledge of the 100 square to complete all of these questions? So remember, visualise the 100 square in your head. Is up 10 less, or is it 10 more? What does it mean if you go down and to the side? Is it 1 more or 1 less? So really imagine your 100 square in your head and think about where the higher numbers are and the lower numbers, and use that logic to help you work out whether you should be doing 1 more, 1 less, 10 more or 10 less. Pause the video now and give it a try. Here are the answers. How did you get on? A counter is missing on the place value chart. What number could it have been? You could have added the counter to the hundreds column, which would have made it 401. You could have added the counter to the tens, which would have made it 311. Or you could have added the counter to the ones, which would have made it 302.